Hello viewers, I welcome you all to my YouTube channel Trinity English Joseph, and in today's class we are going to discuss about the test item 4 in the intermediate practical examination Telangana, that is listening comprehension. And this listening comprehension is not only useful for the intermediate students alone, it is also useful for most of the competitive examinations like IALTS, GRE, TOEFL, and many other competitive examinations. And now it has become a trend of testing the people in the pronunciation part of it and the listening part of it and how they are understanding the information. So friends, I request you all to watch this video until the end so that you get a complete picture. I tried my maximum or my best to present you the maximum information possible. If at all, if anything to be included, please let me know. We'll try to make another video whereby we can give you some more information. ఫ్రెండ్స్, ఈ వీడియోలో లిజనింగ్ కాంప్రహెన్షన్ గురించి ఈ వీడియో చేయడం జరిగింది. సో ఇది కాంపిటేటివ్ ఎగ్జామ్స్ కానీ ఇంకా రకరకాల ఎగ్జామ్స్కి ఇంటర్మీడియట్ ఎగ్జామ్స్తో పాటు యూస్ఫుల్ అవుతుంది. సో వీడియోని చివరి వరకు చూడండి, మీ ఫ్రెండ్స్ అందరికి కూడా షేర్ చేయండి. ఏమన్నా సజెషన్స్ ఉన్నట్లయితే నాకు కమెంట్ బాక్స్లో తెలియజేయగలరు. ఫ్రెండ్స్, వీఆర్ లుకింగ్ ఎట్ ద లిజనింగ్ కాంప్రహెన్షన్ అండ్ టెస్ట్ ఐటమ్ 4 in the intermediate examination. And if you just look at this particular thing called listening comprehension, the word listen derives its roots in the Germanic language from the word hilsnen, which means to pay attention. The moment you pay attention, you do understand or you know about what is listening. And to listen is to pay attention and then to understand it. As you know, the comprehension itself means that understanding. The moment you talk about understanding, you need to pay attention and then know the content of it fully. Then only you understand. So that is the reason why we say comprehension. We generally, most of the times, listen about the reading comprehension, where we read the passage and then understand about it. But here you only listen and then understand the passage. And we are not given the passage directly, but we just listen either to the audio or to the lecturers or teachers saying or reading, and then thus we just understand about this particular passage. Friends, ఇక్కడ మనం లిజనింగ్ కాంప్రహెన్షన్ అన్నాము. సో లిజన్ అంటే మనము జర్మనిక్ లాంగ్వేజ్ నుంచి వచ్చినటువంటి వర్డ్ ఇది. హిల్స్నన్ అనేటువంటి వర్డ్, దానికి శ్రద్ధగా వినడం అనేటువంటిది అర్థం. సో ఫ్రెండ్స్, ఇక్కడ if you just look at friends, so listening, what is the definition of listening means? Listening is a process of receiving and interpreting and reacting to a message from the speaker. In the listening, first you receive the message, you interpret it, and then you react according to the message. No communication process is complete without listening. Without listening, we do not have a communication process complete. Because in the 4 listening skills, the first one is listening. So here, if you just look at, listening comes first. The first and the foremost communication skill that we learn in our lives is nothing but listening. Friends, here, even the child of days and the months, though they cannot speak, though they cannot read or do any other thing, but they listen. They just listen to the sounds which are around, maybe to the sound or lovely words of the mother, father and all other. So here the listening comes first. Friends, ఇక్కడ మనకి లిజనింగ్ వినడం అనేది ఫస్ట్ రిసీవ్ చేసుకుంటాము, దాని తర్వాత ఇంటర్ప్రెట్ చేస్తాము, మళ్ళీ దానికి తగ్గట్టుగా మనం రియాక్ట్ అవుతూ ఉంటాం అనమాట. అన్నిటికంటే ఫస్ట్ వచ్చేది లిజనింగ్. ఎందుకంటే మనకి చిన్నప్పటి నుంచి కూడా ఇవన్నీ ఏ స్కిల్స్ లేకముందు నుంచి కూడా మనకి లిజనింగ్ ఉంటుంది. సో దట్స్ వై లిజనింగ్ కమ్స్ ఫస్ట్ ఇన్ ఆల్ ద 4 communication skills. Friends, if you just look at this particular graph, and here if you just look at this chart, listening comes first with 53%, and then speaking comes with 16%, reading comes with 17%, and writing comes with 14%. With this, we can understand what is the real importance of listening. And friends, if you come here, listening is an important skill. Listening is quite similar to reading as it involves reception and decoding of the verbal message from the other person. The following example illustrates importance of listening. Friends, here I have given one particular example where listening is very important. In a biology class, teacher asked the students to refer to a book titled Origin of Species. So please listen here. Origin of Species. One of the students sincerely went to the library, searched to the catalogue of library, looking for book named Orange and Peaches. Friends, you understand here, the teacher said about origin of species and the student did not listen it properly and he understood orange and peaches. But to his utter dismay, he could not find it. When he approached the teacher, he found that the book was entitled Origin of Species. This is what happens when there is lack of concentration in listening. Friends, when we don't listen properly, then this is what understand. ఫ్రెండ్స్, ఇక్కడ మనకి క్లాస్లో ఒక టీచర్ ఒరిజిన్ ఆఫ్ స్పీసీస్ అనేటువంటి బుక్ని రెఫర్ చేయండి అని చెప్పారు. కానీ స్టూడెంట్ ఆరెంజ్ అండ్ పీచెస్ అని అర్థం చేసుకున్నాడు. సో కాబట్టి మనం లైబ్రరీలోకి వెళ్ళి సెర్చ్ చేసినప్పుడు అతనికి ఎక్కడా దొరకలేదు అనమాట. మళ్ళీ వచ్చి టీచర్ని అడిగాడు. అప్పుడు టీచర్ ఒరిజిన్ ఆఫ్ స్పీసీస్ అని చెప్పింది అనమాట. సో అప్పుడు స్టూడెంట్కి తను రాంగ్గా అర్థం చేసుకున్నాడని అర్థమైంది అనమాట. అంటే మనం సరిగ్గా వినకపోతే దానివల్ల వచ్చేటువంటి పరిణామాలు ఇలా ఉంటాయన్నమాట. Friends, if you just look at importance of listening skills, an attentive listener stimulates better speaking by the speaker. A good listener learns more than an ordinary listener. A good listener learns to detect prejudices, assumptions, and then attitudes. Communication is not complete without effective listening. And friends, if you just look at, there are different types of listening. First one is discriminative listening, pretense listening, selective listening, attentive or active listening. So these are all the different types of listening that we have. First one is discriminative listening. It involves identifying the difference between various sounds. So here we discriminate between the different sounds. It also enables one to differentiate between familiar and unfamiliar language. When we just listen to some sound, so we can just say whether we know the language or we do not know the language. Thus understand whether we do understand or do not understand. And the other one is active listening. And here in the active listening, it is a communication technique used in counseling, training and conflict resolution. It requires that the listener fully concentrate, understand, respond, and then remember what is being said. So this is what we have to understand about. And the next one is pretense listening. Here it involves more hearing than listening. We will also see what is the difference between hearing and listening. It means pretending through facial expressions that one is listening when actually one is not. So generally when someone says which is not relevant to you, then you just do this pretense listening. Selective listening. It involves selecting the desired part of the message and ignoring the undesired part of the message. So we just select here and then we just try to listen about that. Friends, here if you just look at, we just understand the difference between hearing and listening. So here hearing means is simply the act of perceiving sound by the ear. So we just listen, you just hear through the ear. Hearing occurs with or without your consent. Sometimes, when you just start walking or when you travel, you hear many sounds. And where even if you are not aware, even if you do not want to pay attention, you still listen about it. So that is hearing. And then listening is an action where you choose to actively concentrate on what you hear. You choose and then you just listen to that. So that is called listening. Listening, your brain process the information into knowledge. And then Nicholas in the year 1995 called listening a lost art. Means most of the times people stopped listening very attentively. People are getting distracted very soon. That is the reason why he said this. Hearing and then listening, what are the things that you generally have? So hearing is accidental, involuntary and effortless, whereas listening is focused, voluntary and intentional. So in that way, we understand what is hearing and then listening. Friends, here there are six steps, six stages in listening process. First one is hearing, and then you attend to it, and then you understand, you remember or remembering, evaluating and responding. So there are the six basic stages of the listening process. And friends, if you just look at the listening comprehension, how do we do? So it exceeds the target. Student is able to understand spoken language and appropriate to their level consistently and is able to infer meaning not implicitly stated. And then he immediately meets the target. Means here when you just evaluate the student, how we are able to evaluate it. Student is able to understand spoken language appropriate to their level consistently but is unable to infer meaning not implicitly stated. Here he is not going beyond. Here the student exceeds that and goes beyond the meaning what is exactly given. And here approaches the target. The student, he just approaches but does not understand. Here the next one is below target. So the student neither understands nor is able to know anything. And then far below the target, neither the student is able to understand nor he is able to have the knowledge about it. So we can categorize the students' listening comprehension or listening capacity in these five stages. Who is extraordinary, who is just above bit average, and then average, below average, and far below average. So these are the different stages where we can understand the listening comprehension of the students or even elders. And if you listen effectively, what happens? A genuine listening, listen with your eyes, heart and ears. Please remember friends, listen with your eyes, heart and ears. Means concentrate completely on one particular thing. So you should focus your eyes on who is speaking or the audio, whatever is heard. And then you have to put your heart and ears also. Means you have to have the 100% concentration on the listening. Stand in their shoes. Here, stand in their shoes means you just enter into that particular listening comprehension or put yourself in that particular situation or the listening. Practice mirroring. So here, practice mirroring is that you just keep speaking or you just listening in that way. And friends, give me five. Here, these are the 5 tips we can understand for the listening comprehension. So these 5 tips are very, very important, friends. So please listen here. Eyes are watching, ears are listening, mouth is closed, body is upright, hands are still. So when you have these 5 things in your listening, then you are going to have a very fruitful listening, friends. And here, barriers and benefits of effective listening. First one is barriers. Over or understanding, stereotyped reactions, taking the spotlight, unsuitable responses, pretend comprehension, and then here cultural, physical, complex responses. So like this, there are different defects that you have or the barriers that you have. And then benefits of effective listening. It enhances productivity, improves relations, avoids the conflict. When you listen properly, then you will not have any conflict. Improves better understanding, improves negation skills, helps you stand out. People will appreciate it and then you would be able to make a better listening. And then if you just look at this, what are the traits of a good listener? L stands for look interested, get interested. I stands for involve yourself by responding. S stands for stay on target. T stands for test your understanding. E stands for evaluate the message. And then N stands for neutralize your feelings. When you listen, you should not emotionally react. You have to just listen to whatever is there as it is. And friends, if you just look at so techniques of listening skills. So here focus on key points and then being aware of both verbal and non-verbal messages. Listen with an open mind. Avoid false attention and pretending to listen. Wait for the speaker to pause to ask a clarifying question. So these are the techniques or tips where we can improve our listening skills. So friends, here when you listen, we have to easily understand. First, to focus upon the key points, and the next one is we have to listen attentively. So to whatever the comprehension it is played. And friends, thank you all for watching my video. And then please like, comment, and share this video to many. And then please subscribe to my channel for more videos. Thank you all. See you in the next video.